Hello and welcome to Sports Week. I'm Owen Shipton. Even while we're social distancing, we want to keep you updated and informed on the best Nottinghamshire sport, and this episode is a special one. From this coming season, we're going to be showing games from one of the top hockey clubs in the country, Beeston Hockey, right here on Notts TV. It'll be your chance to see homegrown hockey stars playing alongside elite, international, even Olympic talents, with every home game from both the men's first team and ladies first team shown on Notts TV. To chat about all of this and more, I'm joined by David Griffiths, who is the deputy chairman at the club, Mark Wadsley, who's the men's first team coach, Colin Clarke, the ladies first team coach, and by Colin Griffiths, who is the BTV manager. David, this is something of a first for hockey in England, right?
So it is, yeah. We're the only club in the country that do live stream our games and have done for the last couple of years or so. And obviously this partnership, we're sort of pioneers, if you like, in English hockey. I'm really pleased that we got the support from England Hockey. So the chief executive, Nick Pink, said that we're doing a fantastic job. He's really pleased with how the product looks, and obviously this partnership with you guys is only a good thing for domestic hockey in England.
I think for people who are unaware of just the size of Beeston Hockey, it's worth driving down on a weekend and seeing the crowds and seeing all the games that are going on as you go past Highfields. But Mark, you know, what is the standard of hockey being played at Beeston, would you say?
Oh, it's a very good standard. Obviously, the men's and women's first team are both in the Premier League, so the highest domestic league. Both teams have got current internationals and obviously the top domestic players. So it's a very high standard. Some of the players on the pitch at Beeston should have been in, Tokyo in a couple of months' time. So it's the top level in England. And
Colin, coming to back to this top level side of things, it's something the club really seems to pride itself on, being able to attract these elite international players. What do you think it is about Beeston that means that the club is able to pull the standard of player in like that?
I think it's probably a number of things. The club's very professional in its outlook, and it obviously strives to be different in a positive way in terms of pushing new boundaries. You've got the Flyers element. You've also got the junior hockey's sort of exploding through the Midlands, and Beeston's at the forefront of that. And it's a sort of club that on a part of the country where people just want to come and play hockey and be part of.
Cellan, I suppose your mission is to take this top level hockey that we've been talking about and translating it into this video, this live stream on the screen. How have people reacted to seeing their club online and now on Notts TV, and what difference do you think it makes to players, coaches and fans for that resource to be there?
I have to say, I think to everyone it's made a massive difference, because one thing that I do say of the sport as a whole is it has a capacity to surprise people, especially new people to the game who come to watch it. And people who watch this, they watch a sport, those who are new to hockey, they watch a sport where there's a level of speed and technical finesse which is a very, very rare find in other sports. And when they see our games with Olympic athletes, players at the top of their game, they are surprised and pleasantly surprised, and they wonder, why isn't this covered more widely, and why was it more widely covered before? So that's why we started. We started by streaming it to connected TV, and when we were really, really pleased with the reception of it. But I do say that it surprises people in a very positive way.
Coronavirus has obviously had a huge impact on all different sports around the county. David, how has the virus affected you at Beeston Hockey?
Yeah, it's obviously not easy for anyone at the moment, and we've just been dealing with the crocodile nearest the canoe. Obviously sponsorship is going to take a hit, quite rightly and understandably, because non-essential spend like that for businesses obviously isn't important if they're looking at having to keep people's jobs and things like that. So we are looking at different ways of bringing in different income in to support the first teams next season. So we're working with an organisation called Community Sport Outreach Programme at delivering a programme of hockey in some of the local schools to Nottingham. So we're hoping we can get a level of income through that programme. And then another thing that we've done, we've set up a skydive fundraiser. So this came about a few weeks ago. I was watching an episode of Not Going Out with Lee Mack on BBC One, and they were throwing somebody out of an aircraft. And I thought, actually, this could be quite a good way of doing something different, let's say. So we're going to throw one of the men's and ladies' first team players out of an aircraft in September before the season starts. So we're going to fly them out from Langer and then drop them out on an aeroplane at about 14,000 feet. And then we're using that exercise as a mechanism to obviously raise a bit of money and awareness as we approach the start of the season as well. So it's something different and it's a bit of fun. And we have got a few volunteers in the first teams that have said we're prepared to do it as well, which is fantastic.
I was going to ask whether you were taking volunteers or picking names out of a hat.
I'm certainly not going to do it. Let me just put that on the record.
Mark, from a training perspective, what's been going on to ensure that players, many of them will be stuck at home or not able to get out much? What's going on to make sure that their fitness is good and that they're keeping it at a good level even when they can't train and play as normal?
Well, the majority of the squad are in programs where they have sort of pre-season fitness training. So we've got a strong partnership with Nottingham Trent University. So most of obviously the students there are still working with their S&C coach. It would naturally be a bit of a downtime now anyway. Obviously the guys in the centralised programme, they've got their own support as well. So it's more sort of reaching out to sort of 5 or 6 local players and seeing what support they need, just touching base more on sort of a well-being side as well.
And Colin, Mark mentioned there the connections with the universities. How important are they from a recruitment perspective, but also from a training perspective? How does Beeston Hockey and these university hockey squads, how do they work together?
It's vitally important for both. I think Nottingham Trent University benefit from the fact that they're the only university in the whole of the UK where their men's and women's players are able to play week in, week out in Premier League hockey with Beeston. From a recruitment perspective, obviously players want to come to play for Beeston, and then obviously we link that with studying at the university, which is really effective. And also from a perspective of, as Mark touched on, the training programme, etc., to ensure that the facilities that maybe Beeston aren't able to provide in terms of physiotherapy, strength and conditioning, psychology, etc., that is provided by Nottingham Trent. So that's a really key element of the partnership, which will hopefully continue to bear fruits moving forward.
You'll no doubt all be preparing now for the new season, whenever that may be. David, what can you say about when you might start training, when you might start playing again?
Yes, so we're putting a plan together at the moment to hopefully get something up and running at a local level in July and August. So we've reached out to all the other local clubs across the sort of Nottingham and in a sort of 20-mile radius to the club to try and organise some sort of pre-planned friendly fixtures in that period. Obviously, if we're able to do so. We've looked at trying to get open to do some smaller stuff, so like one-on-one hockey or small group hockey, which we could do at the moment, but it's just not financially viable to get the centre open for a handful of bookings like that. Speaking
about next season, Cellan, I wonder, are there games that stand out in the Beeston hockey calendar? Are there fixtures you always look forward to, rivalries that mean a bit more than others?
There are always the games where it's the top 4 in the league, and they're your headline ones. There you know where it's going to be a real clash, and that's the one which always garners the most attention. But I suppose it's not just limited to those games. Every game for this club is important, and I want to stress this just for a couple of reasons, because I suppose the city of Nottingham, it's got a world-class club here with players at the top of their game, and the club's called Nottingham its home for over 100 years now. Every game is fantastic. The speed of it, it's an amazing sport. In comparison to most sports, hockey is considered a minor sport, and it should be a major sport. It's an incredible game. Every game is incredible, and I really, really would encourage people in Nottingham to come down, see what it's like, or watch it on TV. You know, there's no excuse to avoid it anymore.
Coronavirus has obviously changed the game a bit, as we've been talking about, but Mark, how do you set your aims, your priorities for the coming season?
Well, we've got the same core group of players, to be honest. So once we get going, I think we'll be same as always. You know, just be hard to beat and try and compete for the top 4 spaces. The men's league is a really tough league at the moment. Some really good sides, but we just got to look at ourselves a bit more. We were a little bit inconsistent last year when we started.
And the same question to you, Colin, your objectives for the coming season?
I think the women's team, this will be our 3rd year in the Premiership. So our first 2 years were sort of trying to ensure that we stayed there, and because we had a really young team. It's been a really exciting recruitment phase over the last couple of months. And in terms of the high quality players from around the world who are coming to join the women's squad, means that our aspirations are to try and win the league and qualify for Europe. That's quite a bold statement, but it's something that every game we're going to go into to win.
I can't wait. I can't wait for sport to be back, for hockey to be back, and for hockey to be on Notts TV. It was great to speak to all of you, and I hope to catch up soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Owen.
Yes, thank you.
Well, that's it for this time on Sports Week. We're really, really excited to be bringing you some of Europe's top hockey very, very soon. For now, stay safe, have a great week, and see you soon. Bye.